So I went to that escape room, right, with my new friend. Like, we went out to eat, and after that we were talking, and like basically we got to talking about like cooking, and she said that her partner's been like trying to learn how to cook, and I was like, oh yeah, me too. Like, I wanted to take this knifing class. Remember I told you guys about this? I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to take this knifing class, like to learn how to cut stuff. Like, if your partner wants to take a similar class and they just don't want to go alone, like, I'll totally go with them because I'm super interested in that. That's like where that ended, right? And then I think on Saturday she DM'd me on Instagram and she was like, hey, like, I found this, like, I only saw the preview because I like just wasn't ready to open the message. Okay, don't ask me why. I don't know why. I get like notifications and I'm like, I can't open it right now, but I get like what the message is. I just like can't open it right now. Like, I can't deal. And so I knew that she was like sending me information for a class at some like culinary school that she went to before, like in New York, but they have a campus here in LA, and it's like a really good school. And it's not gonna be just like, you know, 45 minutes of learning how to use a knife. You'll also learn like the basics of cooking. Like, I don't remember, it was like sauteing shit, I don't know, whatever. In my head I'm like, oh, okay, that's good, but I still can't open the message, because if I open it, then I have to like look into it, and then I have to like research, look at the class, and then I have to like respond. And it was just like too much for me. I was too busy playing Dune. I was too busy playing Smite. Like, I just couldn't, okay? But I knew that I was gonna respond at some point, right? And so that was Saturday. And then Sunday happened, and I still played more Dune, and I still played more Smite. And then it's Monday now. So I'm like, okay, girl, like, it's been 2 days. Like, I need to open this message and I need to respond to her and, like, you know, get this moving or something. And then at some point I was like, okay, before I get on Dune, let me open this message and like respond, because I feel bad, because at this point it's been like 2 days, I've been like leaving her hanging, and I feel really bad, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. And so I opened the message, and it's like what I thought, right? She said, oh yeah, there's this culinary school in LA, they have a campus, but it's like the same one that I went to in New York. Here's like the link for the class with all the information. And I said, oh yeah, like, that sounds great. It's gonna be like a 3-hour class, and the price is similar to like the 1-hour knifing class at the other place. I was like, yeah, like, I'm super down. It's a little bit far of a drive, but like, yeah, I'm down. And so that was fine. And then she responded, she said, oh, okay, should I book it for you too? And I said, oh no, it's fine. Like, I'll book it myself, mostly because I wanted to like make my own account at the school and like be able to track my class. You know, I didn't want her to have to do it. Plus, like, you know, I can just pay and I'll do it. So it's $150, right? Which is kind of a lot. And I don't have like $150 to just like, you know, throw around or whatever, right? But I'm like, you know, I've been wanting to take like a proper cooking class, and I really do want to do this, and I get to go with someone. I don't even have to go alone. Like, it'll be fun and it'll be fine. And so, and I didn't want to keep her waiting because I left her hanging for like days already. So then I clicked the link and I was like, all right, like, the class starts at 8:30, ends at 11:30, whatever, sure, I'll book it, cooking class. And so I book it and I put it in the cart. And then when I put it in the cart, the time changed for the class from 8:30 to starting at 11:30. I was like, huh, that's kind of weird. And then I saw that I had a message from her saying, hey, it's kind of weird that the time changes in the cart. And I was like, yeah, that's weird, but like, I'm fine whether it starts at 8:30 or 11:30. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm free on that day anyways. 11:30 would be cooler because then I could sleep in, but you know, I'm down either way. Like, let's do it, right? Trying to get stuff done. JuliDoesThings.com. And so we were like, okay, yeah, like, let me make sure. And then we made sure that it was like okay with her partner. And so I booked it, $150, booked the class. And then I went into my account and I'm like trying to find like my registration for the class, you know, because that's usually how schools work. So I'm trying to find my registration for the class to like confirm the time, whether it's 8:30 or 11:30, and confirm like you know, like the other details of the class, and I couldn't find it. All I could find was order history and like my payment saying that $150 payment confirmed, order number, but it had nothing about the class or like the seat or anything like that. And so I was like, huh, you know, that's kind of weird, but you know, she used to work for this school, so like I'm sure it's legit and it's fine, but like it's kind of weird that it's not like showing me like the name of the class that I registered for and stuff, because it's not like I just registered in general. Like I registered for a specific class, a specific seat in a specific class, right? But and so I was like, okay, like I'm sure it's fine. And so then I started, you know, getting ready to play Dune. And then, but I couldn't let it go. I just couldn't let it go because I was like, why would a school have me register for a class and not give me the details of the class? Like, I just want to confirm it so I can put it on my calendar so I don't forget to go to this class. And I couldn't let it go. And I was like, and then why did the time change in the cart? That's weird. And so then I was counting because I was like, how long is the class? I was like 8:30, 9:30, 11:30. And that was the time change. And so I was like, huh, 3 hours. And so then I messaged her and I was like, hey, do you think that maybe the time changed in the cart because of the difference between East Coast time and West Coast time? And she was like, oh, yeah, you know what? Like, maybe. And I was like, And then she messages me back and she's like, oh my God, turns out the link I sent you was for the New York location. And this class, when I fucking registered, it's like no refunds, no exchanges, no nothing. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like you're fucking with me right now. But I'm trying to stay chill, right? I'm trying to stay chill because she's like a new friend and I'm trying to be chill. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like I just fucking registered for a class in New York. Bitch, I'm not in New York. I'm in California. How am I gonna go to New York? But I'm like, oh, whoa. And she was like, oh yeah, it turns out the LA campus does their registrations through like some other website, like some random one. What was it? It was Eventbrite, which is like the websites that I used to register for, I don't know, like gay night at the club or something. You know, it's like for other shit. It's not just for schools. So I also thought it was sus that the school was using like Eventbrite to register for classes because the other website seemed like way more legit. And she was like, I think the LA classes use Eventbrite. That's so confusing. Ugh. And then this one was a past event. Hopefully they host more. You know what I said? I'm like freaking out in my head. I said, oh dang, I'll try to message them. Like trying to be so chill. And she's like, I'm so sorry, I should have read it in more detail. Good thing you caught that now. And then I replied, it's okay, I sent them an email. Hopefully they understand. But in my head, I'm like freaking out. You know, like it's not her fault, but like, man, like this fucking sucks. I don't have $150 to just throw like that. And so I sent them an email. I don't think they've replied back. So I emailed, because first what I did was I tried to contact them and the contact button was for a phone number. And at this point it's 6 p.m. in California, which means it's 9 p.m. in New York. So I'm like, if I call this campus right now, no one's gonna fucking answer me. So then luckily I found an email, right? I emailed them and I titled it booked class by mistake. I said, hello, I just booked a seat for essential skills class on September 7th. I was recommended by a friend. I was even trying to like give credibility, you know, that I'm not a scammer, that I'm not just trying to like get my money back because I'm a scammer. I don't know. So I was like, I was recommended by a friend who used to work at the New York location and we thought this class was for the LA location. I see now it's for the New York location. That's probably why the class time changed in the cart. Sad face emoji. I even put a sad face emoji. I was too excited to book the class that I didn't think much of it and just completed the order. I live in California. Would it be possible to cancel my booking and receive a refund or get credits to take a class at the LA location? My order number is blah, 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 blah. And I said, thank you, Julianne. No reply. It's been one business day and this school has not replied to me, and I think I just scammed myself out of $150. And I was upset. And Llama wasn't playing Baldur's Gate with me because he was too busy working on the website. And so I was laying in bed waiting to play Baldur's Gate. And I was like, man, I was trying to be so chill and not get upset. Because you know what? Like, it's okay. It's fine, you know? It's a mistake. People make mistakes. But I'm like so cheap that like I just couldn't let it go. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fucked up, man. You know, and I don't think the school's gonna message me back. What incentive do they have to message me back? They just took my $150. What are they gonna do? Give it back? Like, so I'm like just sitting there upset. And then I sent Llama, I was searching for gifts. I put sad and I found one. It's like Belle from Beauty and the Beast crying, and I sent it to him. And yeah, and then he just kept working on the website, but you know, next to me, and he was like, yeah, we'll play Baldur's in a little bit. And I was like, okay. And then, you know, as you guys know, we never played Baldur's, but yeah, that's how I got scammed out of $150 yesterday. And I'm still not scheduled for a class, and there's nothing on the schedule for the LA campus for the class, so I'm fucked. And that's my story of how I got scammed. And I really needed to get that off my chest. And I was like, you know, like, I was trying to be chill because I'm not like, I don't want to be like mad at her, right? But like, I needed to get this out. So now I got it out to you guys. But then I get scared, like when I rant about things, like, you know, things like this or things that I complain about. I'm like, what if the person that I'm like talking about or someone who's involved in it, like happens to watch my stream? Because then I get scared. I'm like, what if they like, I hurt their feelings? But you know, like, it's fine. It's like, whatever. I just needed to rant about it. So anyways, that's how I got scammed out of $150 this weekend. Not even this weekend. It was yesterday. I'm still salty. But yeah, that's what happened. So now I'm like, okay, do I just eat the $150? Which I think we both know I can't, you know? Or do I book myself a flight to New York and stick it to the man and take the class anyways? What do we think? But true, at least I got the Fortnite Crocs. You're not wrong about that. I'll put it on one more time. Coco's chilling hard, and so is Girly. These cats are chilling super hard. But yeah.
1 week later.
Okay, remember last week when I was telling you guys how I got scammed out of $150 because I signed up for this culinary class, but turns out it was across the country, and I was like really bummed because I was like, you know, I don't know what to do. I emailed them, they're not answering my emails, and I like don't want to call them. So my best course of action, you know, in my head was just to fly out to New York and go take the class anyways, right? And so over the weekend I was talking to my mom and I was like, hey, do you want to go to New Jersey, girl? She's like, what? Why? And so I told her like the story, and I was like, cause like we have family in New Jersey. And I was like, oh, well, we can like go visit them. And you know, the last time you visited them, it didn't really go well. So maybe we could go, you know, we haven't gone there together in like, when's the last time me and my mom were in the East Coast? Like, I don't know, when I was like 9. So I was like, it's been a hot minute. And so I was like really like making moves to just fly out there and take this culinary class. And that was what I was going to do. And then the girl that like put me on to the class hit me up and she was like, hey, did you ever get the refund for that class? And I was like, no, I sent them an email, but they haven't like emailed me back. So I don't know. And then she was like, oh, like, do you want me to call them for you? I was like, really? Because I don't want to call them myself. You know, I can't get myself to do it. And I thought it'd be better with like a paper trail or whatever. I think last week, I don't know, one of you guys said it. Maybe it was Zombie who was like, why don't you just call them? And I was like, okay, I'm not going to call them. And so I was like, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind. So then I sent her my receipt with like my order number and all my stuff. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll call them on Monday. And then she did. She actually did. I think she called them Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. But she called them and then she messaged me and she was like, hey, they're going to be refunding you the class. It might take a couple days, but you'll get your refund. And I was like, what? My hero. So everything's right again. My Hero Academia. But you know, I am kind of like a little bummed because I really did want to go to like New York. Not that I'm like bummed. I mean, I'm really happy. I got my $150 back, like for real. But I mean, I could also just go to like New York whenever. And I told her too, I was like, you know, I was like, my plan B was just to go there anyways, because I've been wanting to go to New York like when Central Park is orange. Like that's been my dream for like, I don't know, man, like 15 years or something. That's just like what I want to do. You know, I think I romanticize it a lot. And she was like, oh, it gets orange in like October. But like low-key, I wanted her to be like, let's go in October. But, you know, I'm just really glad she called them for me because I never would have. And it seems like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how the call went, but it didn't seem to be much trouble. And then she just got the whole thing refunded. And then I got an email from the school being like, hey, we're going to refund your order. Here's the link for the LA campus, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, holy shit. My literal hero, Academia. So that happened to me this weekend and that was awesome. I really like that.